Should be hearing now. I'm not sure. There was some kind of weird setting going on there. So a severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for Rutherford County, northwestern Rutherford County here. If you see your area from Laverne down to Smyrna, really down toward Florence here in Rutherford County under this severe thunderstorm warning. Let me do this. Make sure that's on. Okay. I think you should be in good shape now. Probably heard Regina just a moment ago, but and then let's see here. Oops. Oh, very good. Thanks, Miss G. So the severe thunderstorm warning, a warning for northwestern Rutherford County, 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. This is getting very close here to Rutherford County now. I'm going to zoom on in here and take a little closer look. So if you're in Rocky Fork, Rock Springs, Creekside, near Stewart's Creek High School, you're seeing some of the rain, but it's right here that we're concerned about. Right there. That's going to be the hail core, the part of the storm that's dropping hail. That doesn't mean that we're not going to see some winds out here in Rock Springs and Rocky Fork, but it does look like this is making a beeline toward Laverne. Do another quick storm track here on it. This warning here is in place again for the next, let's see, whoops. That's not what I wanted out there. Got our radar sweep coming through. This is in effect for the next 22 minutes. It's about to leave Williamson County. We can see some additional storms forming out to the west here. And this will be with our cold front that comes through later this evening. All right. This is a storm in Memphis that prompted a tornado warning. It's dropped a lot of hail. Tornado threat is not zero, but it's not very high, if that makes sense. Very low chance. But we have a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings down here in northern Mississippi and Kentucky, and we're going to have to deal with all of those before this front out to the west that I pointed out to you comes through. Getting reports of some thunder at the Smyrna Middle School. So, yeah, that storm is directly on you out there in that neck of the woods. The severe thunderstorm warning continues. Looks like we have Regina Kroll, our weatherology meteorologist, joining in here now with an update on our severe weather. Regina?
Yeah, we continue to have this hail core with this storm. That severe thunderstorm warning that includes northwest Rutherford County goes until 6:45 p.m. tonight. Still looking at that possibility of 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts along with quarter-size hail with this storm. It's generally moving to the northeast, moving right around 50 miles per hour. It's just getting ready to move into the Rutherford County area, just crossing that county line right now as we continue to see it moving to the northeast. So it's moved through the Nolensville area, is moving to the northeast, expected to impact the northwest part of the county. And with that, we could see 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, quarter-size hail. It looks like right now that hail core is right to the east of Nolensville, and that's where we have that higher likelihood to see some quarter-size hail with this storm as it tracks to the northeast. I'm weatherology meteorologist Regina Kroll.
Thank you, Regina, for the update. Here are your times of arrival. Laverne in the next 5 minutes, Smyrna 7 minutes, Jefferson Springs 11 minutes, Suggs Creek in 14 minutes, Vesta in 15 minutes, Gladeville, and on into Wilson County in the next 16 minutes. So this is our storm to deal with here for the next 15 minutes or so. And the hail core that we're worried about that Regina just mentioned is right in here. Just passed through Nolensville, and it's getting ready to cross the county line. So I'm going to give you a heads up here. In some areas, we're going to zoom in deep, okay? So about to make its way into Stone Ridge. Well, there's our radar update, so it's on you now. Walnut Ridge, Industrial Boulevard. This is all in Laverne, near the Laverne High School. This is State Route 266 or Sam Ridley Parkway. Here's the hospital. So we've got some hail falling in those areas. Up toward the former Bridgestone Firestone Distribution Center, Waldron Road. There's Parthenon Boulevard. Downtown Laverne here. You're getting in on the action here right now. So let's do a quick reset here. Make sure we're getting in all of our comments that we need to be seeing. Looks like we're good in all of those places. Walter Hill area, yeah. You're going to be on the southern flank of this, it looks like. This is more of a Smyrna-Laverne deal in terms of the hail. May get some gusty winds out of this, but right now, coming into the Jefferson Pike area, let me give you a bit of a heads up a little further north. Veterans Memorial Park, Laverne Middle School, out toward Weekly Hills, Hales Camp, Harbor Island, Lake Farm Estates, Sam Davis Home, knocking on the door, Lee Victory Recreation Park, Smyrna, Rutherford County Airport, Motlow College. It's coming right into Smyrna. Between the airport and Motlow State is where our last radar update is, and it's probably going to pop it right here along Highway 41 in just a moment. So a heads up out toward John Coleman School, Fate Sanders, Lake Forest, Laverne Middle School. It'll be in the Fate Sanders Marina area here very soon, up toward Murphy and Ashwood. Here's our radar sweep that's going to bring it through, and yes, indeed, right there around Highway 41. That's where it is right now, or right now, this hail core that's moving through. Let's see, we've got a storm report in Williamson County. 1-inch hail. So this is definitely dropping hail. It's had a history of that. And this is ahead of the cold front that will be coming through. So let me get us ready to do an update here on radio, if you will. We're going to pop in and do a radio update here in the next 15 seconds here. So we'll let our engineer back at the station take care of that for us. But let's get ready to go here with a radio update on our severe thunderstorm that is pushing in.
Pinpoint details on severe weather in Rutherford County with Rutherford Weather.
I'm Bryan Barrett with an update on Rutherford weather. We are watching a severe thunderstorm push through northern Rutherford County, Smyrna, Laverne. We've got reports of hail up to 1 inch in those areas. From Laverne Middle School, Veterans Memorial Park, out toward Motlow State Smyrna campus. This is pushing off to the north and east. It's moving at 50 miles an hour, but anywhere between Smyrna and Laverne on into really southern Davidson County, that's where we have hail that could be 1 to 1.5 inch in diameter. And this storm also has a history of about 50 mile per hour winds. So as we track this storm through the rest of the county here, we're going to take this to the northeast at about 50 miles an hour and give you some times of arrival past where the storm is now. But it's right now in the right downtown Smyrna and Laverne and moving to the east. And this is going to take it through the rural areas of the county, it does look like, in terms of northeastern Rutherford County. So if you're anywhere from Florence to Smyrna to Laverne, you're going to be experiencing this storm that could have high winds. And really between Smyrna and Laverne is where we're seeing this hail core. We're about to get a radar update here, and I think this is going to push this more toward the Fate Sanders and Lake Forest Park areas of Laverne, out past Sharp Springs to the east. And then the next radar scan should take it on out of Rutherford County here in the next 10 minutes. And that's exactly what we see right now. The update on our radar, Fate Sanders, Lake Forest, Four Corners. If you live in those areas, you need to make sure that you're indoors. This is dropping 1 to 1.5 inch hail. We've seen photos of that just to the west. Weekly Lane out toward that area. If you're in those portions of Rutherford County, the far northeastern corner of Rutherford County, as you head on into Wilson County, neighboring Wilson County, you need to be under cover. We're continuing to watch this severe thunderstorm as it pushes through. I will remind you that we've got several hours before a cold front moves through that will bring another chance of severe storms with it. Storms that could be loud, could produce strong straight line winds, could produce some small hail. The tornado threat is low, very low. It's not zero, but it's low, so we're continuing to watch it. Rutherford County not included in a tornado watch. That includes Wilson County, Davidson County, and points to the west until 11 o'clock. So we'll keep an eye on things, and we're continuing to watch this on the Rutherford Weather Channel, which is on YouTube, Facebook, X, and Twitch. So we'll return back to regular programming on WGNS Radio. I'm Bryan Barrett with your Rutherford Weather severe weather coverage. All right, and we continue here. We're seeing reports of quarter-size hail in Williamson County. We're going to be getting some hail reports here in Rutherford County. If the storm has passed and you have the opportunity to go out and take a look, that would be great. If you do that, do it with safety. Make sure that the storm has passed. If you're wanting to take like a photo of the hailstones, give us some comparison. So maybe grab a quarter and put that quarter in your hand or wherever you want to place the hailstones and take a picture and send those on Twitter, hashtag TSpotter, hashtag TSpotter, and that will help us out tremendously. Looks like the hail portion of this storm is going to exit the county in the next 10 minutes, next 5 minutes, I should say. We'll get an update here in just a moment, but looks like the storm right now is Couchville Pike, Weekly Lane, where they come together near the Stones River, just past Pools Knob Recreation Area. It doesn't mean that it's not raining in that particular portion of the county, but that's where the hail core is, and it continues to get larger, as a matter of fact. And it does look like we're going to have another severe thunderstorm warning, and this is going to be for Wilson County. So heads up, Wilson County, as this storm exits Rutherford County, heading into Wilson County right now. That is not a surprise, but this hail core has gotten it all the way down here to 840, just east of 840, about to cross over 840. At the Bill France Boulevard exit. Nashville Super Speedway is right here, if you know that neck of the woods. I just circled that for you. Really at the far edge, far upper right corner of your screen there. So continuing to follow this storm as it makes its approach into Wilson County. Let's see. I have to zoom way in to see the street names, so this may look weird for you, and it's not even showing me the street names. These are some rural neighborhoods where that hail is falling in the far northwestern corner of the county, between Weekly Lane and Couchville Pike. If you live in those areas in the northwestern corner of the county and are watching the coverage, that's where the hail is now in this severe thunderstorm. That continues on down to Mona Road. As Mona Road intersects State Route 452. See if we can take a look at the winds here in the storm and see what we can notice here. 30 to 40 mile per hour wind gust. with the storms right now, it does appear. But this is pretty much a hail-driven severe thunderstorm warning, for sure. Start getting some reports, and I've got a few right there that I can pass along to you. This next update is coming in. So there's that hail core right over the super speedway there. Boy, this is getting larger. Kind of saw that happening as the storm came into the county here. Let's see. Radar indication of 1 3/4 inch hail here in Rutherford County. Sandhill up to Ponderosa. Still got some heavy rain going on in Smyrna, Laverne. That's going to take a little bit to get through. Let me put your radar in motion here for a second. Part of the reason why I didn't hear that some of you were having trouble hearing what I was talking about. So apologies for that. This is a look out at the gateway camera. It's the way things look out in that neck of the woods. All right. Now getting things all set here as the storm is exiting the county in terms of the hail core, right? And I would say that the severe threat from this storm is done in terms of the hail. But just to give you an idea, this is 1 3/4 inch hail that's been reported here in the county. That would be between the size of ping pong balls and maybe golf ball. So that's really big hail. If you've got reports, you can report those to the National Weather Service. Take a photo. You need to put something in your hand to where we can see. See if I can actually get into the comments here. It is not wanting to let me do that. Hold on a second. Or Bridgestone Firestone distribution. Now, don't want to hear that. I would be hearing myself through here. Okay. Thanks all of you for joining in. I want to make sure that I'm answering any questions that might be out there. But back to my point, if the storm has passed, which it's passed all of Rutherford County now, we're starting to see a bowing in that line too. So, hold on just a quick second. I need to send a text to my daughter who's in that area. Okay. If you can go out and gather some of that hail and put something in your hand as a comparison, okay? So just looking at the hail and the photo, it's not easy to see how big they are. I mean, we can see, yeah, they look pretty large, but we don't know how big they could be. So grab a quarter, grab something of similar size, and put that in your hand or wherever you're going to put your hailstones, and snap a photo. And on X, if you'll post and include the hashtag T-Spotter, and that gets it to our National Weather Service. The National Weather Service has allowed the severe thunderstorm warning for Rutherford County to expire. Definitely getting some hail reports. And again, those hail reports here in Rutherford County. Let's see. They've been getting some hail reports into the National Weather Service on that, so that's good if you're one of those that are doing that. Let me show you this photo. Nope, I don't want to save it. I want to see it. There we go. I want to see it in a new tab. There we go. Open image in a new tab. There we go. So here is a photo of some hail. Looks like maybe pea to quarter size hail. This is coming in from Williamson County. Said that it rapidly melted, which I'm sure it did. And so this is what you can do to help now that the storm is out of Rutherford County. We do have some rain on the backside of that. But look, here's a report of 2-inch hail. That's hen egg size hail, or there's a 2.2, which is between, the hen egg and, well, tennis ball would be like 2.5. So we're talking about some big hail. And that report came in here just across the Rutherford County line right there. Let me see if there's a road nearby. Sweet Maple Knoll, Rocky Trail, Chimney Ridge. Looks like a subdivision here, just over the county line. So the hail portion of that storm is well into Lebanon now, pushing up toward I-40. Good riddance. Left behind with some storms behind that. Some storms percolating down in Columbia, but it looks like those are diving southward. Let me look here just to make sure. Christina Johns, how is Murfreesboro looking tonight? Well, that's a good opportunity to take an overview here. We're going to leave the radar up and running here for a little bit for you. We may do a fresh restart and see what we need, but a good opportunity to do that. Here's a storm report. I'm just going to pop this over here for you to see. It'll pop on our radar here in a second. But this is from the National Weather Service. Make it a little bit bigger. 1.25 inch hail in east-southeast of Rutherford County. Train spotter reported $half size hail on Murfreesboro Road near Walmart in Laverne at about 6:25. So it's 6:45 right now. So that report just coming in here. And the cool thing about the radar that we're using, it will pop that in here really quickly. Won't be too long. Because you can see where we've gotten reports. Let me stop this because it can maybe make you lose your mind here, keep continuing to loop. And it may be a little small. It's small to me too, trust me. But right here is a report of 2.25-inch hail. Stone Ridge, there's a 1.5-inch hail right there. So all of those little circles that you see up toward Ponderosa and Sand Hill in this area, 1.7. So those are some of the hail reports that we have, and a lot of those are radar indicated, and you help us with those by sending in photos. Okay, to ask or to answer Christina John's question and maybe the question of everyone else, I'm going to take a really wide shot here. Okay, I'm going to turn on a different radar product. And I want you to keep in mind, here is Rutherford County. See all of those little hail reports right here coming up through the county? Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to our national radar. That's going to put all of the local radars together. It's pretty much what it does here. And I need to do something here with this. Let me make a quick setting change. All right, that's the way it's supposed to look. It's a little jagged and, you know, we can see the small details. So you see Rutherford County there. And let's put this radar into motion a little bit. I'm going to put an arrow here and point out some things. So in this area, this is where our cold front is beginning to take shape. And we're seeing showers and storms develop along this cold front here, right? And so here are some storms. This storm that came through Memphis prompted a tornado warning north of the town. So we've got this line that's developing here. And I've got Rutherford County circled. Also, we need to take an even wider vantage point here. And look down in Mississippi. You see all of those flashing orange boxes. This is down toward, this is northern Mississippi. All of those flashing orange, then to black, then to orange. All of those are severe thunderstorm warnings. Here in Florence, Alabama, just west of Huntsville, all of those are warnings. So those storms will begin their march to the north and east. Now, pretty much along this particular line, just west of Rutherford County, this is the area that has the greatest chance of severe weather, right here. So west of Interstate 65. That doesn't mean that we can't have severe weather. We just did. But this is the area that we're expecting to see storms begin to pop up ahead of that line. We're already seeing those storms down in Mississippi into Alabama, and those will continue their race to the north and east. So until that happens, we're not out of the woods here in Murfreesboro or anywhere in Rutherford County. Now, this was never a huge severe weather event that was projected to happen. It just wasn't. But we do have enough ingredients to make these storms a little on the rambunctious side. Let's see how this has progressed. All right. This is going to be what radar could look like. This is our short-term futurecast. And let's take a look at it now that it's loaded. If I can get it to stop. All right. So we're going to take you through time here a little bit. Pick out Murfreesboro. Can you see where Murfreesboro is? Let me draw a little circle here. So there's Murfreesboro, Smyrna, Laverne. This is Rutherford County. So there's 7 o'clock, showing more showers and storms continuing. 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Do you see where to the northwest there's a little bit of a line forming? And down to our southwest, around Highway 64. Then here's 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. So the storms are going to grow in terms of how widespread they are, form along this line. And anywhere in this line, we could have some damaging straight line winds and hail. That doesn't mean every storm is going to be severe. But we're seeing evidence of that in Mississippi and Alabama, and that stuff has to make its way through here. So back through this one more time. Here's 7 o'clock. What time is it now? It's almost 7. So getting close. I think it's overdone here in Rutherford County right now. The storm down just southwest of Jackson, that's that storm that's been moving through Memphis. So it's kind of out on its own, doing its own thing. Here's 8 o'clock. Some time to dry out here, according to this HRRR. 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, maybe even going into 11 o'clock before that line finally marches through between midnight and 1. So the moral of the story is we've got a little ways to go here, it looks like. Put our radar back on, and we'll get things reset here. We're going to kind of do a bit of a reset. The showers and storms, not even any lightning popping up. There is some down toward Chapel Hill and Columbia. We'll watch that out in that direction for you. Okay. So we've been going here for about 50 minutes or so. Kind of let things roll along and leave the radar up here for just a little bit. Give us a little bit of time to regroup and see what things are looking like here for the future. But don't fret, we'll stay right here close by here on the Rutherford Weather Channel. So without further ado, let's go to some of our, let me see, there's the one I want to pull up there for you. It's got a couple of our live cams as well as the power outage map. Good news is no power outages right now. So that is good. Stick with us here on the Rutherford Weather Channel as we continue to follow these strong storms. Okay, we are, I think, going to end the stream here for a minute, not to just keep you here because there's really no threat right now. We are kind of watching this area down toward Chapel Hill with some lightning that could clip the areas toward Plainview and Christiana Fosterville here in just a few, just a heavy thunderstorm. So we might leave, we might wait just a second, just to make sure that nothing pops up there. But did want to show you this. Meteorologist Justin Bailey sent me a video. This is of some hail in the Smyrna area. So take a look. Now that's a hailstorm, isn't it? I hear the weather radio going off here. So while that's going, let me take a peek. Smith and Jackson County. So that's the same storm that pushed through here just a moment ago. One more time on the hail. Thanks, Justin, for sending that in. Large enough maybe to do a little bit of damage. So here's where we are right now. I don't know if you could hear the dog's squeaky toy. That was funny. If you saw some hail, have some photos of that. If you are on X, if you will do hashtag TSpotter, if you want to send that to me, you can do that. Our Rutherford, go to RutherfordWX.com. There's a contact us section, and You can send the videos and photos, and I'll send them on to the National Weather Service. Kind of give us an idea of where it took place. So if it was in Smyrna, maybe give us a road that it was nearby. That really kind of helps get these storm reports in here. So that's in the Smyrna area where we just saw that hail pop through. But yeah, there was anywhere from 2 to 2.25 inch hail reports here this afternoon, and that's big. We're talking maybe tennis ball size, hen egg size hail reported there. Now that may not have fallen. That those would have been radar indicated, so maybe not that big. An inch to inch and a half, not out of the question from what some of the photos that we've seen, especially in areas maybe toward Williamson County and such. Pardon me. See if we can take a peek in down here in Chapel Hill to see what it's doing down there. Doesn't look like a whole lot. We'll see if the rain that's coming through helps us with our dew points and keeps it low enough to not cause any problems later on. We were going to kind of be on the fringe anyway. Keeping an eye out back here. See where we've got some lightning popping up that could clip our southeastern corner of the county here as the storms race off to the north and east. They're really hauling too, about 50 miles an hour. So I think just to be on the safe side, we will kind of keep the live stream going here for just a few moments. That way, if there is a warning, if that kind of pulses up in the southeastern corner of the county, we'll kind of already be here and be established without having to start all over again. So we'll kind of leave that rolling here for you and stay with the Rutherford Weather Channel. All right, friends. I do believe that we're going to be in pretty good shape here to leave you be for a moment, hopefully, for the rest of the night. Next week's looking really good, too, by the way, so maybe not for a while. Next weekend, maybe. The next little shot that could be coming in of possible severe weather, but that's way too far down the road to worry about right now. We are seeing the storm activity pick up south of town, south of downtown Murfreesboro. So if you live anywhere from Champions Run to Stones River Slab to New Vision Buchanan Campus, Whitworth Buchanan, Kittrell Elementary, this part of the storm that's got a little thunder and lightning with it is going to push on through. We were just waiting to see if that area was going to pulse up, and it doesn't look like it is. In fact, it's weakening. Not sure if you can see the where this hand is, but there's a red number and a green number. The red number is the temperature, and the green number is the dew point. Our dew point's in the 40s. That's not really conducive for severe weather. Where back here in Mount Pleasant, it's 63 with a dew point of 63, which 63 is definitely conducive. So that's why all along this was going to be I-65 to the west. That's why the tornado watch is there. But we just had this storm that came through and dropped some hail. And if you weren't with us just a few moments ago, I'll show it to you before we leave. Let me go ahead and pull it up here. This is hail in Smyrna. Now that's a hailstorm, isn't it? It's just looks like it's raining ice. We sent that along to the National Weather Service so they could see the video and give them ground truth to what they saw on radar. That is hail in Smyrna right there, falling on someone's back deck. But I think we're in good shape to leave you here for a bit, hopefully for the rest of the night. And we'll continue to follow things. Of course, this is kind of the plan for the Rutherford Weather Channel. If there's severe weather, impactful weather that is popping up, well, we're going to pop in to let you know about it. And we gave you a good heads up of about 30 minutes for the hailstorm in Smyrna and Laverne. I was able to give my daughter up in Wilson County a little bit of a heads up there, too, about the storm as it began to move through their area. She sent me a photo, and looks like nickel to quarter-size hail falling there, too. So that was pretty much what happened in the north end of the county, nickel to quarter-size hail. So a good severe thunderstorm warning for the National Weather Service. But that's pushing on out. It's kind of its own little thing, moving on out. We still have to get that line of storms through, and we'll see what the development looks like back to the west. Those storms begin to develop to the west. Once they reach the Williamson County, Murray County area, if they're pulsing up, we're going to pop in and roll this again. We'll just have to see. I think when we have the storms move through, if they can tap into the energy to the west, between Williamson and Murray County and Rutherford County is where they will begin to lose their storm fuel. But as they move through this area, that could be a particular neck of the woods that we need to watch and warn for. We just checked to see what that alarm was all about. I'm never sure if you can hear that. It's down in Mississippi. Got a tornado warning down in Mississippi. So all of this energy is going to have to drag through. I'm going to draw you a line here. So somewhere, well, probably not that far back. Looks like it's about right in here. Somewhere around in here is your cold front. And it's going to have to push through the area. And it's going to be a while. I would say we're going to have a few hours of reprieve. And between, let's say 9 and midnight, that's when we kind of need to be watching for this line. If it produces some storms to the west, to make its way close enough to our area where we'll pop back on here and let you know what's going on. But for now, I think it's an okay time to leave you, Lucille, and whoever else is joining us. And don't forget, we've got our chat up, so especially YouTube and Facebook, I can see well. Not sure with Twitch if it's connected, and for some reason in one place I can see Facebook when I pull up the post. But anyway, we're trying to work on those things as well, so we can have a communication back and forth and answer your questions as much as possible and get information from you as much as possible, because as we do that, that's going to let everybody else know what's going on. All right. So that's it for this update. Hopefully the last, but if we need to come back, we'll certainly be here on the Rutherford Weather Channel. Appreciate you being with us, and be sure to tell all of your friends, family that live in Rutherford County, Tennessee, about the Rutherford Weather Channel, Facebook, YouTube, X, and Twitch, RUCO Weather on all of those platforms, or just send them to RutherfordWX.com, RutherfordWX.com. On the website there, you can see links to our social platforms and also some really great resources from the National Weather Service, Storm Prediction Center, just some tools that if you want to geek out for a minute and take a look at, it's online at RutherfordWX.com. That's going to do it here for this update. We'll see you next time that we're needed here for Rutherford Weather.